Hey guys, this is me and Dewey. This is this part three or part four, Dewey?
Part three, yes.
Part three. And Dewey's job was to play a game this week, trying to build on what we did. Hopefully so that there's, these 10, 15 cues out there that are going to see that his experience is so much like theirs and what to do about it. So the comment I got from him was, in my mind, a really important one. He says the games were messy, all over the place. I didn't know what to do.
Yes, exactly.
Now, I don't know how to say it. It's never going to end. When you're seven done, you're going to feel the same way. I don't know what to do. So, so one of the big things we'll be looking at is what to do when you don't know what to do. And it's always the same thing. Okay, so I'm going to give you control. And if you could walk through and pause at the spots you think you made a mistake, you're not sure, and then when you get to the spot of here, I don't know what to do.
Sure. Let's see. Go back. So I am black. I played double 4-4. I think this is pretty standard. Here I wasn't sure if well, he attached to my stone, so I assumed that I needed to play another move here.
Uh-huh.
So let's see. He extended I Hanek.
Okay, I'm going to take control here and talk about a few things that have happened. Let's start with this. Clearly, you've got a bunch of gaps there. Big gap, little gap. He just came close. So we know, without much reading, we know, I bet you I need to respond. Okay.
Yeah.
Next question, how? Well, all three fix the problem. That's one thing to get used to. There's seldom just standard. No, you always have to think about it. Which one is better for me? And that's going to change all the time depending on the board.
Right.
Now, if we can just get a handle on, just a basic idea, because there's no way you're going to be thinking through every move in every game.
Yeah.
So your move totally does the job. No added stress, no read up. Is it important here to do some special move? I don't see any particular reason. So you played
Right.
the basic fix. If you start getting fancy, it's like, well, I know I'm weak here. Let me get on the right button. I know I'm still not on the right button. KGS does that. The honey will generally give you more. The problem is a bunch of cuts there.
Yeah.
So as you get better, and when you have time, you go, oh, do I want a honey? Let me read that out. Well, you're not about to do that at the start of this game, so you just play a basic move. Okay.
Yeah. And is that also the general advice at my level?
Keep
To
it
choose
simple. Yeah.
the yeah.
Get the main job done. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, good. Here you kick. Perfectly fine move. Notice we're not weak up there, so we don't
Yeah.
need to respond if we don't have to. But kick can come out. right off we notice something. He's supposed to play A, right?
Yeah. So actually, I think I'm not sure when I missed it, but now that I see this part again, I got triggered again. So he's supposed to play at A, but he didn't. So I think I was hesitating for quite a while whether I should then play at A,
Yeah,
because with the kick, I guess I am kind of like forcing him to respond. But if he doesn't respond and I don't follow up, it doesn't feel like I forced him to do anything.
exactly. Good. Okay, well, let's look at a few things here. When we see the white move, one thing we notice is not only is his right side starting to develop well, but
Mm-hmm.
the entire white center, the entire A structure, there's no finish to it, but we're seeing a whole thing happening.
Yeah.
While if we play it, it's the opposite. We're getting a really big structure.
Yeah, I see.
So it's pretty big, yeah.
So maybe another related question, if you go to the next move where he approached my top left, would you
Hmm.
say then, since we are one versus one, right? So it's not necessarily that one is stronger than the other. So I don't necessarily need to respond
There you go.
immediately.
There you go.
Okay. Yeah.
I want to add something to that. We talked about this move.
Yeah.
Sometimes this one's better. Sometimes the Hane is better. So what we said was just keep it simple, unless you have, let's say a year from now and you're like way better at reading, and all of a sudden A, B, and C, you're in a position you feel you can make an educated choice rather than just
Mm-hmm.
keep it simple, don't think about it. No, I think C's better. Great. Then you can make an educated decision. So over here, when he plays this, you have every right to say, yeah, let's just keep it simple. Just keep it simple. Because now he owes a move on the A stone and the B stone. So whatever he does, I'm still doing well.
Right. Yeah.
Not a problem. But again, as you get better and better, you go, well, wait a minute, I'm not weak there. This is a crushing blow to white. So if you
Mm-hmm.
can make that leap, now you didn't make it yesterday, but there's a real good chance that you will make it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Step by step, you go, oh, I see. Oh, yes. And all of a sudden, you're in a better position. Let's look at this a little bit. Before AI, we felt, let's look at this. This stone is a base unto itself. Third line, I'm on the ground. I have a base that equates to a certain level of health. You with me on that? Does that make sense?
Yeah. That makes sense to me.
So I don't need to respond because he has a base. I have a base. Okay. So again, this is before AI. This move,
Yeah.
you're not on the ground. There's no base per se. So we used to say to ourselves that if we don't respond, White's going to get a very small profit because it's now going to take a little bit longer to settle.
Yeah.
And that little short period of time gives him a small profit. So pros simply, unless there's something important, why would I play away? Now AI comes along and says, oh, it's nothing. Just play away. And then all done, you're settled, everything's fine, don't worry about it. So nowadays, we're very comfortable playing away. So all makes sense up to here?
Yeah.
Okay. This too is old style, and it's not Sente. However, your move is big and Sente. So it's fine to respond, because if he then
Yeah.
goes away, I mean, those stones are weak.
Yeah.
So it's okay to respond. You went this way.
I don't. This is the part where I said I don't really remember my thought process here. There was a moment in this game where I think I was a bit on automatic pilot.
Uh-huh.
uh,
And your thoughts now? Where should black play and why?
um, so one of the things that you said, like this move is not Sente, right?
Uh-huh.
It's something I heard before for this Joseki. So I guess maybe that might have been the reason why I played away. But
Uh-huh.
the move that I just did at C12, I think that was maybe a bit of a weird move, also close to a bunch of stones that I already have at the bottom left. Yeah, the A point you marked is still a thing, right? Because we discussed it earlier, it's still open.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Let's go through this a little bit. Let's start with why it's not Sente. If he continues, it's very easy to settle.
Yeah.
Okay, so not a problem. And secondly, let's do it this way. White, black, white. If we wanted to, we could play away again. The worst he can do is give us a pinch and we're just out. So he still can't surround us. So it really isn't Sente. Okay. Next thing, any move in the area is not playing away.
Yeah.
There are all ways of dealing with the situation.
Right. Yeah.
So let's assume for a moment we want to respond. So I'm kind of treating this as, well, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Well, there's two choices: respond, don't respond. They're both fine. Okay. Next, assuming we're going to respond, where, how? Well, you have to decide, and that here we're getting to the one thing, the process you can apply anytime on any move.
Right.
So whether you're 20Q or 7 Dawn, the process doesn't change. You ask yourself about the groups. How's my A group? If you think to yourself, in this situation, because this is always, every board, it's different. I'm feeling that my A group is weak in this case. Great. Then how do you defend? Well, how about corner? All of a sudden there's a reason to play here because you feel a need to defend.
Yeah.
Which also happens to attack well and also happens to take a lot of points. So it's a wonderful three-purpose move. And Sente.
Can I ask? Yeah.
Great.
So can I ask a question on that? Because you mentioned earlier this move. You said this move is Sente for black. Can you maybe explain that a little bit more?
Sure. This term Sente, I have a really hard time defining it. It's a term. Okay. The way I define it is, I think it's Sente because I want him to ignore. So, for instance, black, white, then it wasn't Sente.
Yeah.
So then how does it make it Sente? Oh, he responded. I guess it was Sente. So I don't like that definition. So instead, oh, I sure hope he ignores. Then it's Sente. Because if he doesn't, you're like, oh, I'm so happy he ignored me. Now, I'm happy because white has I guess one eye, and totally all around black. I mean, so white's going to have a really hard time surviving here.
Right. And is it because even though he can make a jump now, he has relatively strong black groups on both sides?
Along those lines, yeah. Let's say he comes out. It's never going to be about him being dead. And we generally don't even want to kill. We want to chase. So let's do a little chasing. We play here. He comes to get out. We chase the knight's move. He tries to get out. We're chasing him. What we see is we're already better in area 1, and we're way better in area 2. We're growing everywhere as we chase. What's he doing? 0, 0, 0. So that's why we like to chase.
Right.
If you kill the group, it's a one-time move. I get profit in one move. He's dead, I get those points. But if you chase, it's profit and profit for a lot of times 100 moves. He's just weak throughout the game, and it's always a burden. So it's because we get to chase him so much.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So assuming we want to stay, and our conclusion is I'm worried about my A group, then we're going to defend it. And so that's our main goal, defending it. What's our secondary goal? Well, let's assume for a moment that we've got this great thing going on over here. Well, there's a good chance that we want to defend and build the top. Now, usually center is the last thing we want to do. But on this board, this might be a nice time to do it. White lives, and we play some, it's so big. So on some boards, we choose to attack from the center.
And
some boards we prefer the side, and some boards we prefer the corner.
Right, and you said for this board, you said that it might make sense to build the center. Is it because we have the top right stones that are facing the center as well? Is it because of
yeah
that?
So I made sure white couldn't get here, because when white's here, all of a sudden our A stone's weak. We can't do a center if our A stone's weak. So I got those two black moves in so we could see basically a black wall there. So we're already prepared to play center. Okay, so if we think A is weak, then we're going to be defending. Let's say we decide, like on this board, I don't feel weak, but I want to attack. Well, so what we're doing, the process we're going through is deciding our main goal. What's our main goal? Once we decide that, find the secondary goal. So for instance, main goal, white's weak. That's the assumption here. Goal number 2, oh, this side area is so big. Well, first, it's not, but on some board, it will be. Then attack while playing in the big area, or attack while playing in that big area. We might ask, of all the moves, which one would white prefer to play? Corner. Well, let's stop the corner. You know, what gives him the most grief? So finding the main goal and then adding a secondary. So in my mind, 10 to 15 Q, just play the main goal. You never have to think about anything else. If you can name the main goal and make sure you accomplish that on your move. And that's what you did over here. You said, I'm weak, I fixed. Great, good enough. We didn't talk about a secondary goal, but on another board, you're going to go, and second, I want to move into the center. So for up to 10Q, if you can just consciously name the main goal, you're going to start getting better. And once you have that down, okay, main goal, and what else do I want to do? Now, I don't even remember if we've talked about my list in Go. Am I okay? Is he okay? What's big? Have we talked about that?
No, but I've watched your videos on it, because I think you uploaded the series of videos with the list, so I do have it.
Yeah, the list is a way of finding the main goal, and then a second one, and then a third one, and more, yeah. Okay, I may have missed something in our thought process, but here, A's fine. And B's not exactly weak. White can live in the corner or the side. So if I'm not particularly weak and he's not particularly weak, then that leads us to this missing move that is, dare
Yeah.
I say, game winning. It's so big. Notice here, this move you played, notice the C group having no needs at all. It's very strong, self-contained. So this is kind of a waste of time on the left.
Yeah.
The points are small. The group didn't need it. That
Yeah.
makes it a really small move. So we've talked about that process, and I've put together a couple pictures. So you go, oh, stones, you can actually discern stones having more or less meaning.
Yeah.
Okay, a lot of talking, not too many moves yet. Take a look at that black group, and it's like, okay, I'll be fine. But then we take a look at that black group. It's like, wow, not only to get health, I took the whole top.
Yeah.
Much more meaning. So you took care of the main goal, but you can also do it another way, getting significantly more out of it.
Yeah.
Now notice this move attacks white. Well, white's virtually alive, so that didn't mean a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, there's always more you can. Here's a classic Q move. What in the heck is black doing? This is a meaningless move. So the process, I'm going to give you control.
Yeah.
Can you go through that process for me?
Yeah.
And you
Okay.
can mark things A, B, C if you need to.
So let's see. I think we have our A group, and then we have the white's B group.
Uh-huh.
I think if I look at the current position, it looks as if white is pretty much alive as is.
Okay.
Whilst I think the A group, our A group at black, wait, is this the right move? Yeah. It looks, I mean, it's not surrounded, but it looks like it's really close to a relatively strong white group.
So you're saying A is weak.
Yeah, I'm saying A is weak.
So notice the move you made was aggressive. Q players do this all the time. Oh, I'm so weak, I think I'll attack. What? Makes no sense.
Yeah,
So then
I
if
see.
our goal is to defend A, how do we do it?
We can back off.
Show me.
I think high because of the go wave we discussed earlier. So we have a bunch of low stones here and here as well. So I would back off, I think, at C here.
Perfect. Yeah. So C defends A, and the secondary goal builds a very nice top area.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know I'm spending a lot of time on just a few moves, but we're talking about process. So
Yeah.
if we want to defend A, first, this doesn't defend, and there's no secondary goal because white's already alive. So we play here, defends, and then the secondary goal. Really nice points. Okay, so important process. Now, let's assume, I know my A group's not great, but I don't think he can surround me, right? I mean, if he starts this in, I just walk out. So I'm assuming this is just something someone might say. Then let's go finish something else that never got finished. So in either case, A or B, they're both rational choices because we made a decision. I'm weak or I'm not weak.
Yeah. I think the example with this move was a really good one because I actually realized when we went through the steps that I often do the first part, I think, quite okay-ish, quite consistently. So I make a conclusion, okay, is a group weak or not? But the decision I then make after that often doesn't make sense. And this is one of those examples. But now that I've seen this, I recognize it a lot in my own games. That I'm not consistent with my action and the analysis or the process that I've gone through.
Yeah. Now, I've been teaching Go a long time, and what you're describing is 100% of my students, because there's the thing we know, but then in the middle of a game to be able to do the thing we know we should do is an entirely different subject.
Yeah.
Now, and this is true for myself also. I'm constantly, why did I play there? I just wasn't thinking. So the big question is, well, how do you think? I mean, how does one think?
Yeah.
Well, so to me, the answer is the process. Step one, get your finger out of the go bowl, get your hand off the clicker, and actually think about your move rather than just putting a move down. That's super hard, because the habit of putting moves down, man, it's such a habit. Oh, put a move down. It's my move. I'll put a move down. Shouldn't I? No, you should not. You should let the clock run out, lose on time. I will not put a stone down until I at least looked at the board. Building that habit is massive. Okay, I'm going to look. Now we're on step two. Step two, what do I look at? Well, my groups. Well, the only group worth looking at is A. Okay, you need to make a decision. Weak, not weak. Well, it's sort of weak and it's sort of not weak. No good. You have to make a decision. Is it work? Are you going to be sorry or not? I think I am. Then defend.
Yeah.
Oh, we finished step one in the process.
Yeah.
Huge. And it's so hard to do that. Okay. Boom. Center instead of side. Side comes first, right? So that would once again be A.
Yeah.
Here. Looks like you're trying to chase and attack white, but white's just alive in the corner. Yeah, you're surrounding white. Is surrounding alive groups has no meaning.
Yeah, no, we talked about that last week, but I fell into this trap again.
Yeah. Now, I better clarify that. One reason we surround a group is to try to hurt it, which doesn't apply here because white's alive. Okay. Another reason we surround groups is because you have just made this whole thing a black, what do you call it? A black wall, a black area.
Yeah.
This is not white's area. It's black's influence.
Yeah.
So that is meaningful, but still it's a lot more meaningful if we just, one move at a time.
Yeah.
Okay. So we go this way, we do the surround, fix, good. You fixed. Here's another way of fixing, which on some boards is going to be better. But you did the main move. Later on, you might decide, oh, I've done this so many times, I feel like I have time to think about, should I do this first? Maybe that's best. Maybe I should keep pushing and leave the cuts. There's lots of decisions to make, countless decisions. But until that time comes, just fix your position, not a problem. Something years ago, I used to play a great deal of simul games, which is really fun. Just line up half a dozen one-dons, give them full handicap, and just crush them. It's so much fun. And the idea is I'm using about a half a second to a second per board, right? Just put the stone down, put the stone down. Just the most basic move I can think. And they're all just, just trying to so the basic move is very powerful. So you don't have to go beyond this for a long time, really. Okay, boom, boom, boom. I was rambling there. And you're trying to do some work here. Okay, so here's another example of, okay, what's going on? Oh, I want to save my A stone. Well, first, let's consider our B group and our C group. Those are the groups. Is my D group cut off? That's an important question. So you look around, right? It's like,
Yeah.
well, no, I think so. Let's assume we look around, everything's fine. Well, let's check out A versus how many stones are here? 2, 3, 4, 5. 5-1, and you want to fight.
Yeah, I think my
That's the
thought process
area
here was
you don't
slightly
want to fight.
different.
Kind of
Yeah,
like
because
this
I,
coming in here. That's
all
difficult.
right.
2-1, 3-1. No, 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 no. Let's pick an easier battle, whether it's one all by myself. Okay, so these kind of the Q players do this all the time.
Yeah, I think my thought process here was slightly different because I think here I already realized that A is kind of dead, but then I got reminded of, but maybe I'm applying the wrong principles at the wrong time. That could be the case. But I remember we discussed that if you want to sacrifice a stone, never sacrifice one stone.
I see.
So this is an attempt to make my connection from B to D a bit stronger
Uh-huh.
in the process, but I'm not sure whether I achieved that actually in the end.
Okay. So you're applying a advanced concept here. Let's see if we can make that work. Tari, save. That gives you this move in Sente. And gives you the next one in Sente.
Yeah.
So you sacrifice the stone, which made it harder for white to kill you. It takes more time, and you got 2 free moves out of it. So
Yeah.
yes. So when do we do this? When do we not do it? That's such a hard question. But
Yeah.
the answer is not here. Why not?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Okay. That's good to know. That's good to know.
Down. You get that. You get that. You and that. So you got 3 moves out of it. So it worked. Yeah. And maybe the answer is in this position, these stones you got are near meaningless, and
Yeah.
you've produced a cut for yourself. So it's like, yeah, but yeah, there's no way I could answer when do you do that, when do you not do that. I have no
Okay.
idea.
Yeah.
Other than you eventually recognize it. Let's think this through here. So we know our A group is fine, and we
Yeah.
notice that our B stones are cut. And we're thinking, am I weak there or not? So you try to read out as much as you can, like if I'm cut, what do I do?
Yeah.
It's like it's a little difficult to know. So some reading here. Well, if you can read it all out, great. Use that conclusion. But instead, let's go, there's no way we're reading that out. There's too much. And I'm clearly cut,
Yeah.
so I'm going to fix. Okay. So goal 1, help the A stones. Goal 2, man, that top area is getting nice. I think I'm going to defend them this way. Oh, that's getting big on top.
Yeah.
Main goal, secondary goal. Okay, so that's really what we're talking about today. Get your main goal, get your secondary goal. If you can get that clean, then that's really good. Okay, enough of this. Let's try you out in a game.
Yeah.
And we'll see how you do. Okay, private teaching all the time in the world. And I'm going to need to share that board as soon as it comes up. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Some recording recently, once I switched boards, I forgot to reshare the window, and people
Can
didn't
see.
see what we're doing. There we go, and we're recording. And you're going to try to play relatively quickly until there's a
Yep.
decision to make. Now you're going to settle your group. You're not going to worry about anything other than just settling. I'll take my corner. You're fine, I'm fine. You go to the next area, wherever you think is big. Here's actually your first question. Okay, the corner. Let's see. Now go through your thought process. We now have a question.
Yeah. So I think this pattern is well. First, my top left corner. I think it's relatively strong. It's pretty much almost settled the corner. I think the group attached to it, the white group, is relatively weak compared to that stone. It doesn't have a base yet. So I'm thinking about taking away the base here.
Good. Correct.
Which I will do with this move, I think.
Yeah, perfectly fine. Yeah. So I would, in my head, I'd probably think, White's next move is to settle his group. Oh,
Yeah.
he didn't settle his group. I think I'll attack. Right. Then there's questions. Which of the six should I do?
Yeah.
We could be here all day talking about this one choice.
Yeah.
Go is so complex. Wow. Okay. You play there, my move. I know what I want to do. Can I do it? Let me get rid of those marks so I can see clearly. No, I shouldn't think about it. I should just play my move. And this is me not trying to play the best move, big 6-ton move. No, just basic.
So here now I'm thinking I just attack with the C11 stone, but it is kind of in between two white groups now. So I want to settle. So my conclusion is that stone is weak. So I can't click for a reason.
Right.
I will still review.
There you go.
Yeah. So I think I'll play here.
Right. Now, your favorite thing to do to settle this group would be to go to the corner. Oh, we love corners. You can't get there. The next side, which you found.
Yeah.
The last thing you want to do is center. So, right, you went the right way. I'm not entirely happy with my white group floating around there. Not that I know what to do about it. I think I'll try this one. I want to do some way to help my group and do something else. It's not easy.
So now I'm thinking your white group, it has multiple options to either run along the side or go into the center. So it's not as easy to attack anymore.
Good.
So then I'm looking at my top right corner, which is still open. And I'll play this one.
Okay. So I'm going to take that off the board. Go through the process, but do it step by step.
Okay.
Out loud.
So
I'll go ahead and mark things.
Yeah. So Oh, that's funny that you that you marked B and C as separate groups, because during my process I saw them as one group. But in any case,
Two different
Yeah,
groups.
that's true. So my A group, I was thinking this is still fine, at least from what I can see or read.
Mhm.
So I don't need to defend my A group.
Define fine for me.
So fine, I guess it would mean that if I ignore this area and white gets another move, then I can still live.
Okay. You're defining fine as alive. Bad definition.
Okay,
Goes not about live groups and dead groups, goes about healthy, and strong and weak, not alive,
right.
not alive. So your corner's about to get surrounded, and the 3/3's
All
open.
right.
Now you will live, but I'm going to get free moves. Okay, so you play your move, and boom. Let's check this out. A is a very big move.
Yeah,
What did it cost you? It cost you a whole turn. B's not as big, but I get it for free.
yeah,
Let's say free. Well, you need to respond. Free, respond. Maybe later, free. I mean, it's all these. And then once I get my free moves in, then I play my next move, which is the same size as your A, which puts me ahead.
right,
So it's all about the free points. That's why we
right.
don't want our group to be unhealthy. So don't get surrounded. So this is
Don't
fine.
get surrounded.
These are
Okay.
the getting out moves. This is not a getting out move. That's a please surround me move. Need to get out in some fashion. Not this because that's two cuts. Don't leave two cuts.
Yeah,
Okay. That was huge. It's not about
right.
life and death. It's about health.
And in this case, it's because I would get surrounded if I don't respond.
Yes. And all of a
Yeah.
sudden I'm pushing you around. It's a brick wall and I'm pushing Dewey, right? Oh, push, I'm a bully, push you against the wall. You're like, please stop. It's like, yeah, don't get in those positions. I hate having weak groups. Really, I hate it.
Now, if I go through the same process again, and if I look at my group in the corner, wouldn't it be the same thing that if you play, if white plays at J17 or H17,
Mhm.
that I'm still surrounded?
That's the question. Let's try to answer it briefly. The surround is a very clean, right? White's building this wall, and your A stone is like just scared to death.
Yeah.
But now I'm not about to kill a stone like I was a moment ago. Oh, stronger.
Yes.
Well, what about the whole group? I'd be a little worried. I don't like this one bit. So I'm clearly stronger. But the question is, are you comfortable? Do you feel healthy? How sad are you going to be if white plays there? Is that Sente? Don't let it be Sente. You have to ignore. So I would respond. I don't like this one bit. Let's see what you do.
And maybe that's another question then. Like, is it because you are able to read out some sequences whereby you think, okay,
Man, that's a big
I need to.
question.
Yeah, I know.
It's more like I've faced that A group and this A group so many times, I've developed an intuitive feel.
Okay, yeah.
You don't have that intuitive feel. To you, it's a bit more like a random guess. But if you can get a feeling about the A group, do I feel a little sad that I got surrounded? If the answer is no, let's walk away and not even feel it. Let's say that's the case. So white, black, you say, I don't care. Get a big old corner. If you're right, then you did the right thing. If you were wrong, then you did the wrong thing. I mean, it's like
Yeah,
you're stuck with, you must make a discernment. And if you're 10Q, you'll discern one thing. When you get to 5Q, that'll be different. When you get to 1 Dan, it'll be different. When you get to 7 Dan, it'll be different. It's constantly changing.
yeah.
I don't know if people
Okay.
know, but perhaps literally every professional 9 Dan on the planet studies every single day trying to get better because there's so much to learn. So it's just this never-ending road. You just
Yeah.
more. Okay, that's me.
Okay. I think I'll play
Sure.
next move there.
Notice the white group. I'm starting to feel like I'm not cut. I'm starting to feel like I'm way out. I'm feeling much
Yeah,
better.
I see indeed that. Yeah, I think you have a lot of options now. So
Yeah. And you're
yeah,
thinking to yourself, well, I'm better than I was. Am I
yeah,
good enough? That's a discernment you have to make, right? How do you
yeah,
feel about your corner? It's certainly better. Is it good enough? So and I'm not going to try to influence you one way or another.
yeah.
Let's see what you decide.
So, well, this group of 3 black stones here, I think it has plenty of liberties on the 3rd line. So I think I am comfortable enough to play away, and therefore I will play. Oh, I think we should resume play again, right?
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
White. There you go. Now I'm playing here, whether it's a good move or not, because I want to see how much it scares you. But the rule is you can't respond. If
Yeah,
this is
because
Sinte, then you shouldn't have let it happen.
yeah,
It would become a
it would be
free move.
inconsistent. Yeah,
Yes. Don't hand out valuable free moves. So you have to play away or you fell behind. Yeah. Perfectly great. You could have played the corner, your move. C is very possible now. It's an open skirt. You could close the skirt.
yeah,
One thing about B, notice you've left room to drop back down at D. That means that later, if you get split and there's a fight, you can always find another eye down here somewhere. So that's
yeah,
important. So this, I would consider that a mistake. The first thing I'm going to do is try to separate that stone and attack it.
yeah,
Okay, good. Well, let's stop there. We really
yeah,
saw some good stuff, clarifying definitions, the whole thing about it's not about life, it's about comfort.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good lesson to take away.
Now we can imagine, 2 years from now, Dewey's a powerful 8 Dan, and his style is, you think you're attacking me? I'm very comfortable giving you that attack. Everyone else is going, will he live? And Dewey's like, oh, it's going to be easy. So you don't mind getting attacked. Great. If that's where you're at, some people specialize in I can live anywhere. Go ahead and attack me. I don't care.
Yeah,
Okay, good. Well, thanks everyone for watching. Dewey will come back next week with another game trying to put these ideas into practice. If you guys have questions, comments, send them on in. And we'll see you all next time. Bye.
Bye bye.